I go away for a few months and the whole world goes to shit. Oh well. Hey guys, the Endman here. While we're all cooped up and banged up because of this whole coronavirus chaos, I figured I'd go to the store and pick up a few videos for myself, and boy did I get a pretty decent haul here, all things considered. I'll get to the big prize as the best for last, but first, let's cover the videos in the order with which I got them because I went to the store twice. A week ago, I went to the thrift store, and got these two, and then just today, I got the other three. So we'll start with this one first, which is, of course, Babe. In case you don't know, in case you're one of those kiddywinks who never saw the movie, Babe is the story of a pig who is brought to a farm and is basically adopted by the sheepdogs, no print date, and tries to learn how to become a sheep herder. You'd think that would just be the perfect bumper crop of a terrible movie, but I watched this with my cousin for the first time, for the first time in years, and this movie is a masterpiece. Like, honestly, I think it might contend with me personally with Toy Story and Braveheart as being the best film of '95. Hands down. I mean, everything about this movie is Everything about this movie is phenomenal. Not much else I can say. Now, if you'll recall, not too long ago, I bought a copy of Muppet Classic Theater, or the case of Muppet Classic Theater, which had, well, no Muppet Classic Theater in it whatsoever. Instead, it was The Nightmare Before Christmas. This time around, I'm not that stupid. So when I see a copy of Muppet Classic Theater, I have to make sure it actually is Muppet Classic Theater. And there go, it is. In case you don't know, Muppet Classic Theater is the basically six classic fables and fairy tales of the good old days as told by the Muppets. There is Three Little Pigs, King Midas, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Rumpelstiltskin, The Elves and the Shoemaker, and The Emperor's New Clothes. I think it's personally hilarious. They have a video upload of it on YouTube, so if you've never seen it, I'd say go check it out. It's pretty fun. Sort of before the Muppets went in that little downturn where they stopped being, like, supremely funny. They were still funny at this point. Not as heartfelt as Muppet Christmas Carol, but hey, what you gonna do? Here is the Favorite Stories collection version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The Sleepy Hollow portion of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, in case you're wondering. Now, I have not checked if this is, in fact, a new tape master yet. In fact, I haven't checked yet. I know it is the actual tape, though, so before you guys sit there and go, oh, did he get tricked again? No, he did not get tricked again. Don't worry. August 2nd, 1994. Now, the reason I say it might not be a new tape master is because a lot of the Favorite Stories videos, at least the big chunk of them, never really got a new tape master from their original releases, so it's part of like the mini classic series. I know Mickey and the Beanstalk was one of them. I know the copy I have of Mickey's Christmas Carol is another. And so I don't know yet. I'll probably give an update in the description of this video saying whether or not it was an update or not. Or it's a new tape master or not. Next up is Robin Hood. Now, when I first saw this tape, I honestly thought this was the Gold Classics collection tape, so I was basically just going to ignore it. But then I saw the Masterpiece Collection logo, and I'm like, excuse me? So I went back, and sure enough, this is the tape remaster that Robin Hood had back in 1999. It is not the Gold Classics Collection version. This is the late 90s version, and the last tapes that were essentially added into the classics, the Masterpiece Collection, before they shifted everything over to Gold Classics and the Platinum Editions, respectively. I haven't seen the trailers for this yet. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. But the coup de grace is this bad boy here. The 50th anniversary edition of Gone with the Wind. Now, originally, I was going to ignore this because I thought it was a Laserdisc. And granted, you see how small my room is. Do you think I could fit a stupid Laserdisc player in here? No, nobody could. So I was going to basically just leave this there. But sure enough, this is the home video edition of the 50th anniversary of Gone with the Wind. For the kiddywinks who are not allowed to watch the old movies for stuff like this, Gone with the Wind is essentially one of the greatest motion pictures ever made. It was released in 1939, and it's mostly basically like a love story tragedy about the South during the Civil War. Making of a Legend, Gone with the Wind. Nice. Nice. They have all this stuff for Gone with the Wind. It has 2 tapes of it because it's essentially part 1 and part 2. And in case you guys never saw my top 50 videos post on my blog, which I haven't gone on since basically I think 2017. Part 1 is 100% my favorite over part 2. I think that for me it's just because the melodrama of the relationship between Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler was, for the most part, a big part, but it was also part of the war. So I enjoyed like the melodrama that was on top of what was going on in the Civil War. Meanwhile, over here, part 2 was mostly about what was going on between them during the Reconstruction era, and yeah, it got a little too melodramatic for me. So basically, I just watch part 1 whenever I do it. My sister actually loves part 2 more, but hey, she has terrible taste in movies, so Alright, this is the updated part of my collection for March of 2020. Assuming we're all here to live to tell the tale, I will give another update in a couple months. So, that'll be it for now. I will see you guys next time I see you. Sayonara.